Thanks very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Keep it down to an insane frenzy. We'll be all right. Boy, you are wired tonight.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's very nice of you. Do you promise to love, honor, and obey from this joke forward? Good audience. Good audience tonight. Do you remember a poem by a fellow by the name of Burgess? How many of you know what I'm talking about? I remember from school.
Irving Burgess.
I've never seen a purple cow.
Yes.
I never hope to see one, but this I tell you anyhow, I'd rather see than be one.
Right.
Yeah. Third grade.
Yeah.
Now I'd like to tell you how I spent my summer vacation. Anyway, before we get going, I think I should point out that 4 or 5 out of 5 doctors say that laughter is the best way to get dirty air out of your lungs. Obviously, you don't care about that. Mostly from out of town tonight? You picked a great time of year to come to L.A. Where are you going from here? To the Congo for the scorpion season? This is brutal. This is brutal, I'll tell you. Now, NBC, I want you to know, is very aware of the conditions outside. Now, if you read the back of your tickets, most people don't do that. Look at the back of your tickets, and you'll see that if anyone drops dead while standing on line, the network will be happy to bury you next to the TV pilot of your choice. I hate to talk about the smog. It sounds like old jokes, but I mean, it's here.
Yeah.
The smog is worse, I guess, in 6 years here in Southern California. It was so bad today, a guy crashed his Mercedes into a tree so he could suck on the airbag when it came out. I'll tell you how I knew when it was really bad. I opened the window and it set off the smoke detector. Well, enough about the heat. It's not. How is it in here? Is it comfortable?
Nice.
Good. Okay. We have a guy up on the roof with a bag of ice cubes and a fan. NBC doesn't spring for a biggie. Well, let's talk about something else. The big news, I don't know how the election is going to turn out. But so far, the Democrats are ahead in the swimsuit competition. And a historic first, is it not? Yes. You know, as you probably know by now, Walter Mondale chose Geraldine Ferraro as his vice presidential running mate. And if that works out, he may even give a woman a position of power. I think that's nice. I think that's really nice. Of course, he is not the nominee yet officially, but I'm sure that'll take place next week in San Francisco. Not to be outdone, Jesse Jackson, in case he gets the nomination, just picked Nell Carter as his running mate. I do not know Miss Ferraro, except what I've read about her. And she is, as you know, a representative from Queens, New York. Apparently she's, you from New York? Yeah, apparently she's very tough. And if elected, the first thing she's going to do is have a White House garage sale and unload Nancy's dishes. You had an interesting reaction when the news you already know about a woman running. I'd like to take my own poll. We get a good cross-section of people here from all over the country. How many of you think it's a good idea to have a woman on the ticket? Fair enough. How many of you think it's not such a good idea? Okay. How many of you think we should move ahead slowly and start with Boy George? I'm glad Mondale finally made up his mind.
Yeah.
It was getting ridiculous. I mean, he was desperate to find somebody. Yesterday at Kmart in Reseda, Voice came over the loudspeaker. Attention, Kmart shoppers. This is Walter Mondale. I'd like to interview each of you for vice president. So, anyway, it's over. I guess we should probably talk about the president. Otherwise, I don't want to get involved in equal time here. See, what did the president do that's startling? Well, Reagan yesterday defended his environmental record. He's not very popular with the Sierra Club and environmentalists, but the president defended it in front of a huge statue of Teddy Roosevelt. Now, I'm not sure Teddy Roosevelt is the best choice of symbols. I mean, Teddy's idea of laughs was to go into the woods with a Winchester and blow away a grizzly. I sometimes worry about Ronnie. A reporter asked him yesterday if he had a good record on environment. And Reagan says, well, I have Home on the Range by Gene Autry. That's a good record, but, President did something I think is past overdue. He okayed that new airbag law yesterday. And that's going to come down, I guess. It's an unusual airbag law. If you probably didn't see the details. It requires all drivers to have a presidential candidate strapped to the dashboards. And in case of emergency, he will inflate. And he just... You already read about it, right? Well, kill that. We have an exciting show tonight. We have, first of all, Miss Piggy is our guest tonight. Idol of millions, great star, and Miss Piggy will be out here and tell us later that Farmer John wiped out her entire family. Most people don't know that. Sad. A very funny comedian and a fine actor who was on St. Elsewhere, Howie Mandel, is with us tonight. And a marine biologist from San Francisco, Dr. John McCosker, who I understand, who's... we have a live shark tonight, if you like live sharks. We hope to show you the live shark. It got loose this afternoon during rehearsal. So if you see anything moving under your seat, please get in touch with the doctor. Anyway, thank you for coming. We'll be right back in just a moment. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let me talk about you here. I have some information on you. Doc Severinsen will be appearing with the Cincinnati Symphony Orchestra this Saturday. He'll be appearing with them this Saturday, July 14th, of course, in Cincinnati, Ohio. And wait till they find out he's there. They don't know yet. He's just going to show up and appear with them. No, they know about it. On July 17th through the 19th, he will be appearing with the St. Louis Symphony Orchestra.
Boy.
At Queenie Park. Queenie Park?
That's why I've got this outfit on.
In St. Louis, Missouri, and on Friday. He's busy. He will be appearing with his jazz group, Zebron, in Clearwater, Florida. So he's going from Cincinnati to St. Louis to Florida. And catch him along the way, folks.
Yeah.
He also stands beside the road and has his hat out and will play the trumpet as you drive by. Put what you can in the house, in the hat, in the... There's a full moon.
Yeah.
I know it.
That's right.
I knew it.
Yep.
Can you sense
It's
it?
a little strange, yes.
The tides are pulling.
Yep.
Because your body, you see, is a little tide. I mean, there's a little ocean in your body.
Oh, really?
Well, in your case. We're talking heavy-duty water. And the ocean, because it attracts,
Yeah.
and that's why you go...
That's right. And
This
you,
is-
on a night like this, you passed out blue cards?
I can always tell when the audience is a little bit on the edge, just by a quick examination. Where's Doug Randall of Warwick, Rhode Island?
Doug?
Easy, Doug. Not the roller derby. Hey, get him! Just... What's your wildest dream?
Go ahead and tell him.
No.
Come on.
You see, that getting a little...
Yeah.
See, if you really told people your wildest dream, you'd...
Yeah.
Closest I can put it. It involves Linda Evans and the Skippy Peanut Butter Factory.
Gives us an idea, yeah.
No, I have a lot of dreams. I have a lot of dreams about flying. Is that a common dream?
I have that too, yeah.
No, I don't mean in a plane.
Just flying, yeah.
I mean,
oh, sure, yeah.
a cappella,
Yeah.
all by myself.
That's right, yeah.
How many of you have that?
I do.
You jump off?
Yeah.
And you're usually doing it in front of a crowd.
That's right.
And you're turning, and the
Yeah.
crowd is down there, and you're showing off.
Doing chantels.
Oh, you're doing all
loop-de-loops,
kinds of
yeah.
stuff.
You do.
I think that's a sexual thing when you're
It
flying.
is, yeah.
I know the Skippy Peanut Butter Factory is. Darlene East, is that right, Darlene?
Where are you, darling?
Come on, Darlene, I'm not going to embarrass you. Although this... Okay, Darlene.
Yeah. Maybe he knows Doc's Taylor.
I assume that's Darlene's young man or
Yeah.
fellow who's with her. Do you color your hair?
No.
Well, I used to.
You used to,
I
yeah.
do now, but my Crayolas only has gray in it. No, I... Carla... I can't read the last name. Carla, what? Help me with this. Starts with an S. S-P-A-D?
Right here.
What's the last name? What's the last name, Carla?
Sponfora.
She says, I can't think of anything. Come on, Carla, give it a little break. Mark Mogavero? Magavero. Nice voice, Mark. Nice to have a conversation with. How are you, Mark? Having a good time in Los Angeles? 4 claps says yes. Okay. Just kidding, Mark. Big fellow. What lines do you use when you first meet a chick? I'm kind of out of that now. I'm out of practice, aren't you?
Well, yes.
If you're out dating,
By requirements.
yes. What do you say? Come up and see my computer? Something,
Yeah.
topical?
But you have a great line. You always say, come out and see the beach. That's a nice thing.
No.
Girls
No,
love to go out
I've
to the
changed
beach.
that.
Really?
Yeah. Your lawyers are mine. Kent Arwood. Yeah. How are you, Kent? Just great. Well, we'll find out, Kent. That's a great name for an actor.
Kent.
Starring Kent Arwood and Kitty Litter. It's got that. Bambi Sheen and Kent Arwood starring in Beach Blanket. Kent's steamed here, obviously.
A long question.
We waited in line for 4 hours. In the course of that time, I answered questions posed to me by 23 people, wondering where to get tickets, what time does the tour start. The way I see it, NBC owes me $27.50. You got a point. For my services as a tour guide. That's good thinking, Kent. Would you draw up a voucher, Peter? We'll give you an NBC voucher for $27.50. Well, you're one. Absolutely worthless. Sue Dukas?
Right here.
How are you, Sue?
Fine, thank you.
Obviously, you're from New York?
New England.
New England. Do you miss the East, particularly New York? Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I was in New York a couple of days ago. It's a great city. It's great, and we do jokes about New York, but it's still one of the greatest cities in the world. Sharon from Florida. Hi, Sharon.
Hi.
How are you? Whereabouts in Florida, Sharon?
Tampa.
Tampa, Florida, okay. What is Ed really like after a couple of drinks? Do you remember Mount St. Helens a few years ago? Yeah, something. No, we kid about Ed's drinking. Ed is not. Ed would be considered, if he was filling out an application. You know, they do that. You drink, everybody puts down socially.
Social, right.
Even if you're on the floor at the time.
Right on the side. So,
Ed drinks only on social occasions and special events.
yeah, like Thursday.
Like, if a Volkswagen drives by. Hey! There's a VW.
There goes a rabbit.
There's a tree. Do you think a computer will ever replace your job? Oh, I hope the way they're getting. We could, years from now, say 100 years from now, which would be 2083, 2084, there could be two machines sitting here. Saying, how hot was it? And getting away with it, probably. Do you believe in reincarnation? And if so, what would you come back as? As Jessica, is it Burke?
Burke, yes.
Oh, where are you from, Jessica?
Louisville, Kentucky.
Yeah. Reincarnation is a fascinating idea. I'm not sure that I'd go with that, but...
But if, what would you come back
What would
as?
you come back as?
Probably a Black Panther. Sleek.
You mean in that group, the Black Panthers?
No. They never let me in that group.
I thought you wanted to be in a radical group.
No, they wouldn't let me in that group.
I want to come back as that shiny floor in the Victoria Principal's bathroom. If it's possible. That was crude. I'm sorry I said that. What is your favorite evening's entertainment? Asked Barbara Grooms. What's your favorite?
Oh, we used to be, we'd go out together, watch a good group, musical group, see a band.
I sit at the beach, heckle the sunset. It's funny.
What do you say to heckle the sunset? How do you say?
Bad sunset. Thank you. Those very nice questions. We'll take a break. Miss Piggy will be out here in a moment. Thank you, Doctor. If you just joined us, Howie Mandel is here tonight. Marine biologist, Dr. John McCloskey. I couldn't be more thrilled. Of all the leading stars, the females in the world, I couldn't be happier than this next one. An international celebrity who stars in the new movie called The Muppets Take Manhattan, with Kermit the Frog, of course, and directed by Frank Oz, and opens tomorrow, Friday the 13th. Would you welcome Miss Piggy?
Thank you.
You're kind of a flirt, aren't you?
Oh, dear, thank you so much, Johnny. It's so wonderful to see you.
Well, thank you, Miss Piggy. You look lovely tonight.
Don't I, though?
Yes.
It's kind of a
Do you
cross.
choose? You choose your own clothes?
Well, actually, I was just about to say this is kind of a cross between Joan Collins and a trapeze artist, isn't it?
You do your own hair?
No, I have several women and men to do my hair. You may touch. Go ahead.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that's nice.
Isn't that a thrill?
It really is. You're kind of a turn on, you know that?
May I touch too?
Sure.
You always dress so nice, Johnny.
Thank you, Miss
I wish
Piggy.
my froggy would dress that way.
Yeah, I know. Well,
Actually-
it's always the same color, isn't it?
I know.
Yeah.
Actually, he has no clothes.
No clothes at all?
Leave him that way. I like it.
Now, you've hosted the Tonight Show before.
Yes, you were not here.
Yes.
Moi and my frog have hosted.
Yeah.
Yes.
How does it feel to be a guest?
Gangbusters. Yes, there's a certain feeling when one has with the actual Jonathan here that one can never have when the actual Jonathan is elsewhere.
You
It's
know
only, you're the only one, Jonathan.
Yeah. You know how to flatter men, don't you?
You know it.
Yeah. You're a turn on, you are.
Yes, aren't I, though?
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, we've met before on a few occasions, but
Yes, we have. I'd rather not talk about them now. But yes.
Well, everybody should have their own private moments.
I think so. You and I had our precious ones.
That's right. Where did you grow up? I don't know. Where'd you grow up?
In the Midwest on a farm.
Oh.
Yes. I was. But this is humorous.
Yes. Well,
Everyone had to grow up somewhere. I grew up on a farm, and I had a deeply happy childhood.
I'm from the Midwest.
Are you?
Yes.
Really?
Grew up in Iowa, Nebraska.
Iowa?
Yeah.
Oh, isn't that wonderful?
Yes.
Yes, I did not grow up in Iowa, but I know Iowa. Yes, there are many pigs there.
Yes, I know.
Yes, you're very lucky to have grown up there.
Yes, I went out with some of them.
Did you? Did you? Yes.
No.
You're twice lucky then.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, even though you grew up in the Midwest.
Yes.
I understand you went to finishing school?
Well, charm school.
Charm school.
Yes, I did not really go to college. Unfortunately, I My parents could not afford it. However, I did go to charm school.
Charm school.
Yes, it's very important. I graduated. I'm charming, aren't I?
Yeah, you're very charming.
Fine.
That's where they
Good.
teach
But
you.
It worked. It worked.
They teach you poise and how to walk and
Poise?
poise.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you meant peas. No,
No, not
poise.
peas. Poise.
Yes, and modeling, posing.
Modeling.
Like this.
You got it,
That's model number 3.
You know where the camera is, don't you?
Yes. Should we do it together? Look at the camera. Yes.
Did you learn a foreign language? That's important. French.
Oh, oui. Oh, oui, of course. Moi speaks fluent French. Yes.
Can you say something else?
Maybe. I mean, I can. French comes from the heart, and so one has to feel deeply when one speaks it.
That's right. It's an emotional.
It's a deeply emotional
Deeply
language.
emotional
Yes.
language.
Yes.
You know, I've never noticed before. You are. Well, I mean,
What?
you're nicely dressed, but you are.
What does that mean?
Well, you're a full.
What is this?
Well, no, you're a full-figured woman.
Yes. Yes.
Well, I mean, I just was complimenting you on that.
Good. That's smart. That's good that it turned into a compliment.
Do you have any hobbies?
No.
No, nothing at all.
Well, I do have some hobbies.
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of well, you know diamonds.
Diamonds?
Yes.
You mean
I collect them.
collect diamonds?
Yes, I collect diamonds.
That's a nice hobby.
Well, actually, someone does it for me occasionally.
Oh, I see.
Yes, it's a nice hobby if you can find that someone.
Yeah. You want to talk about the? Do you enjoy cooking? Are you domestic?
Oh yes, I'm very good at cooking, and I'm very good with children. I'm very domestic. Yes.
What do you like to cook?
Water.
Water. Good start.
Water. You can cook water. I understand.
Yeah.
Yes.
When you go out on a date, what's your idea of a perfect evening?
Well, I suppose just a deeply personal date with just myself and Kermie and just maybe a few photographers.
That's kind of nice.
Yes.
Tell you what, we're gonna do a commercial. Remember, we
Yes.
have to stop occasionally and do a commercial.
Oh, okay.
Is that okay?
Fine.
Then we'll come back and talk about the movie.
Oh yes, could be.
Okay. We'll be right back with Miss Piggy. Hi there.
Hi.
Oh, you move good.
Can you do that?
You move good.
I love that pose.
You move good. Did you ever break dance?
Say what?
Did you ever break dance?
Break dance. No, I don't actually break dance. I'm a lady.
Ah, you're a lady.
Moi, I'm a lady. Ladies do not break dance.
Let us.
I like to see it, though.
Yes.
Are you going to do that for me?
No.
Oh,
We're going to talk about your movie.
Oh, yes.
Now, is it going to spoil it if you tell us the plot?
No. Actually, the Muppets try and put a show on. I'm sorry. Did I do something here?
That's all right. That's all right.
Okay, fine. The Muppets are putting a show on Broadway. They want to, and that is really the plot of the movie. And my Kermie is the star.
Who's the star, you or Kermit?
Oh, I'm proud to say that my frog is the star.
Oh, you admit that. Kermit is the star.
It's my frog. It's my love. My desperate love is the star.
Is he difficult? Is he difficult to work with?
No, not my Kermie.
Yeah.
No. Kermie always does exactly what he wants because he knows that what he wants is what I want.
You're made for each other, yeah.
Yes.
Do you have love scenes with Kermit? Love scenes.
I mean, in the movie or?
Yeah.
Oh, in the movie. Oh, sorry. Well, not quite love scenes.
Right.
There's not actually. You see, I'm rather a lady, and I don't
Of course.
really disrobe or anything ever.
You wouldn't do frontal nudity.
Well, not now. There might be times, but I would have to get Kermit's consent.
Of course you would.
And
Okay.
it must be artistic.
Now we have a little only if it's
Yes.
indigenous to the plot. What are we going to see now in this film clip?
Well, actually, in this film clip, in the movie, I'm sometimes a little jealous over Kermit and women he's seeing. And in this film clip, I'm a teensy bit upset, and I work in a department store and think you might recognize whom I'm working with.
Okay, let's watch it. Monitor's right over here.
Oh, I'm sorry I'm late, Mr. Wrightson.
I would suggest to you that it is neither prudent nor wise to be a half hour late returning from lunch, especially when it's your first day on the job.
Yes, sir.
It's okay, Piggy. Everything's been going wrong lately. You get your new French perfume here, Cal de France. Piggy, is something wrong? Can we talk?
No, I'll be fine. I'll be just bien.
Sorry.
Get your Cal de France. It's French. It's feminine. It'll help you grab one of those rotten, stinking men. Cal de France.
Piggy, please. You know, you were fine this morning. Did something happen at lunch?
My frog turned on me.
Yeah, I had some bad tuna myself.
I'm gonna fight for him, though. I mean, do you think I'm pretty?
Of course you are. You're more than pretty.
Gorgeous?
Don't push it, Pig. You're more than gorgeous, Piggy. You're unique. But you know, you could use a little rouge.
Oh?
Have a seat.
Oh, what did you do?
Come on, we'll fix you up.
What?
We'll make you look like a movie star. How would you like that?
Oh, yes.
Cheekbones. That's what you need, Piggy. I mean, your face is a little round, no offense. I'm gonna give you a complete makeup job, okay?
No.
When you walked in this morning, I said, she needs rouge. Come here, turn your face. Did you ever wear rouge?
Yes.
Well, now you're gonna really wear rouge.
Well, Kermit wouldn't care.
Oh, Kermit Schmermit. Look at that. You look great. It brings out your eyes. You know what you need?
What?
You need eyebrows.
Pigs don't have eyebrows.
Well, this pig is going to, and so is this. Here you go. I'm giving you a big eye. Oh, I think I overdid it, Piggy. Take a look.
You have it too.
I have them too.
Oh, just some more, just some more.
Okay, I'll give you doe eyes.
Doe eyes? What are doe
love
eyes?
Doe eyes are Bambi has.
Let me see.
Doe eyes.
Just some more, just some more.
And freckles. You need freckles for cutesy.
Oh, freckles.
Cutesy.
This is Piggy, folks, and we'll be back in a moment. Thank you, darling. Thank you, Doc. My next guest, I'm sure you know, is a young comedian and actor who co-stars of St. Elsewhere. He'll be performing his stand-up comedy act September 29th at the Jubilee Auditorium in Calgary, Canada. Would you welcome Howie Mandel? You actually get...
How you doing? I wanted to make myself at home tonight, and at home, my parents have plastic
You're
on
kidding.
all the furniture.
Does your mother still do that?
Yeah, she does that, even on the TV.
Yeah, never takes it off.
No, so when we sit on the TV, we can watch the couch for like hours.
Yeah. How you doing? Good to see you.
I'm doing good. It was neat meeting Miss Piggy and everything.
Isn't she sweet?
I wish she was still. I wanted to ask her if, she's doing so much movies and TV, and it's important for me to ask. I wonder if she gets recognized a lot. No, because 2 weeks ago I was in Robinson's, and I was at the counter right beside her. I didn't realize I was at the counter. I was buying styrofoam lingerie for my neighbor's sea monkeys. And I was already home, and I realized it was Piggy.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose she gets a lot of attention when she's out.
Well, I would imagine.
What happened to you today? Somebody told me something happened, or...
Yeah, it's embarrassing.
Here at NBC or on the way, or what?
No, it was just like in my life, something happened. And I know when I tell you this, well, didn't something happen in your life? And it happened in everybody's life. I know when I tell you this, Johnny, you're probably gonna go, Howie, you're wacky. But I figured it'd be a nice treat because I haven't seen my wife's parents in 2 years, and we haven't seen our in-laws to fly them out to see the show tonight, to come out to the show. So I flew them out from Toronto, Canada, to see the show, which was a...
That's very nice.
Did they fly out tonight?
No, I don't know. They just...
Except that I forgot to pick them up at the airport. So they're there now. They're probably watching. They're putting quarters in that little chair.
Probably in the lounge.
Yes.
Like the set. Well, you can pick them up on the way back.
Yeah, but what's been going on with you? Inquiring minds want to know.
Oh. Yeah, that's a deep intellectual readership they have. What day is it?
This is making me sweat.
Yeah, you can't do that.
My tushy is sweating.
You know, I found out something about you today. You were the voice of Gizmo in the movie Gremlins.
Yeah.
Yeah, how'd that come about?
I did that. I auditioned for it. I went and auditioned for it. That was a weird day. I auditioned Mark Manzini, who did the sound on that movie. His office is in a medical building. And on the floor where they held the auditions, there was only that sound office and a gynecologist. And I went up to do the auditions. Were you there?
Yeah.
Anyway, I went up to do the auditions, and I was in the elevator with like a 60-year-old woman who apparently wasn't auditioning for Gremlins.
Right.
And I pressed upstairs, and we got up to the floor, and I guess she didn't know there was auditions, but the auditions were going on, and the doors open, and she thought she was at her doctor's office, and she heard, so I left, because I knew it was in the right place, and she stayed in the elevator, and the doors closed, and she went back down.
Yeah, I understand.
And I got the part, but I recorded the whole thing with my legs in stirrups. Can I do something? I just want to try something.
Sure. It's emergency test?
That was a test.
Yeah.
It was. But I mean, if there was a real emergency, I had some stuff to tell you, but everything's okay.
What will ever happen if that really comes over and there is something going on? What people will do?
Well, you just turn the channel and there'll be nothing going on.
There's a lot of snow.
There's never anything going on I won't say channel.
This is kind of nice. The hats are...
Well, I gotta go to a bingo later. Can I stand up for 1 second?
Sure.
Thanks.
Sure.
Okay, thanks.
Most people don't ask.
Well, I know, and it's so rude to just stand up and not ask. And I just...
What do you got?
I'm gonna be in Detroit, I should say that. I'm gonna be in Detroit.
You're going to be there, too.
It's so weird. They always applaud when you mention a city, like a place that they're from, where you've been or gonna be. Yeah. And I used to get applause in school like that. When I got into 3rd grade, I was just in 2nd grade. Everybody, because they were there. They're from there. Everybody.
Yeah, they like the known quantity.
Yeah, I'm traveling. I was just in New York too.
Yeah.
Okay. There's more people from Detroit here today.
Yeah, no weird.
I was just in New York, and that was neat. I like to get the, you know, I was, you know what I did? I went to Central Park. Did you ever do that? Sure. And feed the pigeons? Did you ever do that? I was feeding the pigeons for like hours. Did you ever do that? No? I was breastfeeding them. It's great.
In New York, they wouldn't notice, I suppose.
Well, I did it. I didn't do it for hours. I did it till my nickels bled. I guess if I say nickels, they can't bleep.
No, they can't bleep that.
What's wrong with nickels? What if I had nickels and not nipples?
You're right. Interesting. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. My next guest has some fascinating things with him tonight. Dr. John McCosker is a marine biologist who's a director of the Steinhardt Aquarium in San Francisco, and it's part of the California Academy of Sciences, probably the largest collection of aquatic life forms in the world. We have some of them here tonight. Would you welcome, please, Dr. John McCosker. I see something over there in a very large red box or crate or something. What do we got here? Can we bring it in?
Bring it out. I'll introduce you. Introduce you to my attorney. I have with me something for which San Francisco is very famous.
Yes. Good Lord.
There's a shark.
That is a live shark.
Yeah. It's a little wet.
What kind of a shark is that?
It's called a leopard shark, and leopard sharks are very common in San Francisco, and sharks are... Well, you've heard of the Rock.
Yeah.
Couldn't get off the Rock because of sharks. You've heard of Tiburon, so-called because of this kind of shark. And there are probably more sharks in San Francisco Bay than any other kind of fish.
Is this a dangerous kind of shark?
Sure. If you want to deal with the business end,
No.
Touch the shark. Really, I guarantee it won't hurt you.
It's almost like sandpaper
like
back here.
sandpaper. We make shoes. We make suits out of them. Makes fine shagreen sandpaper.
But they're not. I mean, they're not the biting kind of
No,
shark.
this is not the biting kind. We have a problem with biting sharks in California, and in fact, more people are being bitten.
They don't have great
than in
whites
recent
out here, though, on
history.
this coast, do
Oh,
they?
there's some great whites
Really?
out here. Oh, absolutely. In fact, I brought with me some slides and film to tell you about some research that I've been doing. Hey, would you hold this for a second?
Shark went right for Ed.
Yeah.
The shark knows where a meal is.
Just when you thought it was safe to do the Tonight Show.
That's right. Okay, we're going to show you a slide here. Watch the monitor. What do we got here?
This is California, and this is a snorkeler like a lot of us, and we look an awful lot like seals. The next slide shows you part of the problem. In California in recent history, in fact, right around Christmas time, someone was killed on a surfboard because...
Oh, I see. That's the jawbone.
That's the jaws of a shark.
And that's the piece he took out of the surfboard?
Prone on that. What you don't see is the surfer, the piece including the surfer.
What does
the shark either?
What does the shark mistake that for? A surfer?
No, for a seal. And
for a seal.
We have a little film clip. It'll show you why. This is some research that I've been doing.
All right.
And I have attempted to explain why, by accident,
here it is, right here.
We have made ourselves look like shark food. This is the...
Now, there's a shark.
Star of Jaws, the great white shark. It lives quite commonly off the northern California coast and occasionally off our coast. But from the shark's point of view, these are Al Giddings films, unbelievable pictures. From the shark's point of view, it looks up and sees what looks like shark food. To the left, you see a seal. And to the right, you see a clumsy surfer. That's me. And
I see.
The development of short surfboards along our coast has resulted in 14 attacks on surfers. And this didn't happen when we were surfing on
so
long
you
boards.
should ever get a big board or be a very small surfer, one of the two, right? So
well, I don't think we can be small enough. The problem is that these very fast hot dog boards that, with our feet dangling over the sides and our hands in front, make us look like shark food, seals.
Most people have this kind of inborn fear, and which is not exactly, which is fortified by Jaws, great white. But you say that's not the most dangerous thing in the ocean.
Oh, largely exaggerated. I mean, it's well known that more people die from bee stings each year. And in fact, more people are eaten by pigs in America than by sharks each year.
I didn't know that.
Two people in my class.
Yeah. You're from the Midwest?
No, we were on a field trip.
What is the most... What's the most dangerous thing in the ocean?
Certainly not the sharks. Yeah. Also brought some slides of some of the creatures we have in the Steinhardt Aquarium, and these are...
Now, that looks like a harmless
a lovely, harmless little fish. Actually, it lives within the tentacles of a stinging sea anemone, a relative of the jellyfish. And the next image will show you what happens if you're about that size. Fortunately, you're larger than that.
Oh, now, you mean it's just devouring the fish?
Absolutely. It's a tough life out there in the ocean, but we're learning some fascinating things about these fishes. For example, the first fish you saw, that very red, colorful fish, is immune to the poisonous stings of anemones, and more recent research shows that they change sex. Fascinating.
Just to carry them over the weekend, or what?
No. It's a survival strategy, and we're discovering these things as we look more closely at them. Let me show you a couple of more images. Look at this. This is probably a lot more dangerous. If you went underwater and saw one of these lovely things and ate it,
it looks like a little plant.
You'd be very sick. It's a little sea slug, and the most colorful things are usually the most dangerous.
I see. So don't go pawing around when you see things.
You don't want to eat one of those. Next slide shows you what's called a poison arrow frog. These are wonderful frogs, and they're very, very colorful, and that's a warning. If you sort of rub them with your fingers and lick your fingers, you might die.
Well,
they're little.
Do a lot of people do that?
Yeah. That's going to kill my whole weekend. I plan to do a lot of that this weekend, going around rubbing a frog and hey.
Yeah.
What else we got?
Let me show you a couple more things. Now, look, this is called a sea dragon. Well, it's not a dragon. That's beautiful. Unbelievable. These are the kinds of things we have in the museum, and they look so frightening, but on the other hand, they're harmless little creatures. And if you're a diver, as you begin to dive, you learn that probably the most bizarre and exotic-looking things are the safest.
Right. So you should be. Well, what's this?
Now look at this. This is called a flashlight fish. I discovered it in the Indian Ocean.
Batteries not included.
Batteries not included. We called it Le Petit Peugeot. It was a little French island near Madagascar. It drives around the little coral reefs, and unbelievable creature to see.
Now you have this in the
We have them on display. We also have one of these.
Is that a manatee?
That is a manatee, or a living mermaid, a merman in this case. That's Butterball, which is absolutely harmless unless you happen to be a head of lettuce. Next slide will show you 20 heads of lettuce every day. We feed that guy 20 heads of lettuce. And they're in danger of extinction. So
they're gentle creatures, aren't they?
They're very, very gentle. Dolphins are also fantastic. The killer whales we call killers, but they're harmless.
We're going to come back to right here. Have time to thank you both. Thank you, John, for being here. The aquarium is in San Francisco, the Steinhardt Aquarium. You should be busy this year. Thanks for being with us. Good night. I'm humbled by that applause.